What's up, Royals? I'm Kai. Hope you're doing well, and I'm excited to bring you guys along for my first egg cutting of the 2022 season. Now, the male is a sunset, and he was paired to a pastel lesser super stripe. That means she has to pass down at least a yellow belly or a specter, and you'll see that there's some pastel and lesser layered on top. The first part of this video is going to be the egg cutting, and then the second half of the video will be what they look like once they're out of the eggs. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let's get cutting.
All right, let's get to it. So there's plenty of condensation in here. Look at all that condensation. And we have two that pipped out.
Quick pause for our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Phil over at Finger Snakes. You can find him on Instagram and on Morph Market. All his social media links are in the description section down below. He's been in the ball python hobby / industry for 6 years, currently working on the Holy Grail project, which is a triple recessive project consisting of lavender, clown, and pied. Some of the other morphs he's worked with are G-stripe, desert ghost, and odium, just to name a few. He also keeps and breeds Antaresia maculosa, also called spotted pythons, which are very cool. He purchased a 2019 ball python hatchling from me, and we've kept in touch over the years. He works in the construction industry and often shows me pictures of snakes and reptiles that he finds at his work sites. Phil, like myself, is a DIYer, making things out of raw materials. He's built display units, snake racks, and his most recent project, a solar energy system for his rat shed. He plays music, has interest in carnivorous plants, bonsai trees, and taking long walks on the beach. One of those is an ad-lib, I'll let you decide which. His work and production speaks for themselves, so go check him out over at FingerSnakesBP on Instagram. I want to give a big thanks to Phil for sponsoring this video and for pushing me in this direction. If you want to support this channel and get some brand recognition, email me at lucaslandonroyals@gmail.com or hit me up on Instagram Messenger to find out how you can be the sponsor of the next video. Now back to the show.
Pretty sure I lost one. And it was actually stuck between two other ones, and those two did get a little bit of mold on them, but it looked like they pulled through, so we're gonna get to those in a second. But let's take a look at what we have here. Oh yeah. Boom. Look at that. So that's definitely a lesser, probably a specter lesser. Pastel specter lesser. And definitely head for sunset, I would say, if that's just the sunset got the job done. Alright, so let's move on. This guy already made a little incision for us, so we'll just continue on with that. Now these two, since they already pipped, their veins that were inside have already receded. Well, that's another lesser. Wow, lesser's pretty strong in here. But the other ones that didn't pip, you might see a little bit of the veins, the red. We'll try to avoid nicking them, but just a fair warning, you'll see the red veins and maybe some blood. It doesn't hurt the animal at all. They are probably in the process of receding, since they've already been developed to full term, or just hours away from full term, so they don't actually need those veins anymore. And we're gonna give them a pathway out and also satisfy our curiosity. Let's see what we got inside. Alright, so this one does not have lesser, which is good. This looks like a pastel, either specter or yellow belly. Right now I'm leaning towards specter. And like I said, you see a little bit of the red, but it doesn't hurt the animal at all. Let's move on. We'll save the moldy ones or at least we'll save the two that were touching the moldy egg for last, but this one does have some mold on it. You can see down here. Focus. Yes. So maybe this is the mold gold. I don't know. I feel like the first one we cut is probably the best we'll get because it looks like it has 3 genes already, and the best we can do in this clutch is 3 genes. Because the mom has 4 genes, but 2 of those are allelic, so that means between the yellow belly and the specter, she can pass down one or the other to her offspring, never both. Ooh. Ooh, what do we have here? Okay, I'm not sure. It looks pastelish. Yeah, it looks pastel-ish. Yellow belly, I can see maybe yellow belly here. The flames are not red, but I can see some flaming. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, number 4. Come on. There we go. Just get that scissor in there. This one looks to be pastel as well. Pastel specter is what I'm guessing. I don't see enough flames or busyness to conclude this as yellow belly, so I'm gonna go with pastel specter. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Wow, okay, this looks like pastel lesser specter again. Very similar to the one we got earlier. Yeah, very similar in color and pattern. So that's pretty good. We got 2 3 bangers. So the odds of that would be 2, 4, 8. 1 in 8. Actually, it's probably 1 in 4 because we're guaranteed one of the codoms between yellow belly and specter. So it's 1 in 8. Not as impressive. Probably should have just stuck with the 16. All right. So this is one that was touching a moldy egg. It's actually right here. I had to remove that moldy egg, and all here was black, and you can see that black has kind of gone away, faded away. Now it's just kind of like this tannish, yellowish. Still looks kind of gross, but it's interesting to see how, you know, if it's a healthy egg, the mold or bacteria or whatever it was doesn't get through to it. Whew. Okay, this looks like another 3 banger. Yeah, probably. The thing with the hatchlings is that they always look brighter in the egg. So we'll take another look at them. I'll give you guys an update once they've had a shed or 2. But yeah, right now you can see that's the head right there. And see how blushed out it is. That's what makes me think it's pastel. Of course, this pattern says lesser, but there's a chance that that could darken up. Maybe it doesn't have the pastel. I've been wrong before. All right, let's move on to the last egg of this clutch. And again, this one was also in contact with the moldy one. Look at that. Yuck. Oh, this one's really full. Let's cut this open. And see what we have here. That's a big guy. This is a big chunky one. It's really light in color. This one, I would say pastel, lesser yellow belly this time. Just because the pattern is so much busier. You can see a lot of wackiness in the alien heads. Like, see how it goes up and down, up and down. With the Spectre, it would just kind of look very uniform shape. But we'll have to see when they come out. And for you guys, it's not going to be that long, because I'm going to put these back in the incubator, and then once they come out, I'll give you a quick update in this same video. Alright, so these have crawled out of their eggs for a few days now, and I just want to show them off to you so we get a better look. This one is an easy to identify one. This is a Pastel Spectre. So remember, the mom is a super stripe, therefore every baby in here has to be at least a yellow belly or a Spectre, and this one is a Spectre based on the pattern. Also pastel, you can see the blushing. So this one was relatively easy to identify. So the next two, and you can see they are starting to go into shed. They're starting to turn blue. But these two are also pretty easy to identify. This one is not in shed yet. This one is. You can see the difference in the hue. But this has the addition of lesser. So lesser pastel Spectre, lesser pastel Spectre is what I believe. This one might be, instead of Spectre, might be the yellow belly version. So we got the yellow belly version and the Spectre version, but they both have pastel and Spectre, pastel and lesser. So there you are, these two. Again, relatively easy to identify. Alright, so the next two I identified in the egg as lesser Spectre, possible yellow belly, and lesser Spectre, possible yellow belly. Same thing, both of them. But now that they're out, I'm starting to suspect that there might be something else going on, but with the pairing that we have, there really can't be anything else. But looking at the head, looking at the colors, they're just a little bit more bright, and maybe it's the Het Sunset influence, I don't know. But yeah, so right now I'm just calling these as lesser Spectre, and they could be yellow belly instead of the Spectre. So I'm going to bring the first one back out. Remember, this is the Pastel Spectre. If this is the Pastel Spectre, then what is this? So I'm a little bit confused as to what this one could be, because it doesn't look like lesser, and that's the only other gene at play. It's really cool, that little hooking, a little anchor kind of thing. But yeah, I'm confused as what this could be. And also we got another one similar, but even with more blushing on the back, on the dorsal. We got this one. So these two don't really fit in what I imagine would come out of this clutch. So these two, and I got one more. So if you recall, I showed you this one. This is what I was assuming is the lesser Spectre, and if you know, I think there might be something else, but let's assume that this is just lesser Spectre. And if that's the case, what is this? Look at the head blushing on that one, so much lighter. So I don't know what this is either. So we got three in here that I'm not really sure of, because they have way too much head blushing, and you know, of course, the other two that I'm kind of sure of, kind of not too sure of, but these three are just not right in my mind. They just don't seem like they would be part of this clutch. So I got some figuring out to do. So with this clutch, I thought the identification aspect was going to be much simpler. It turned out to be very confusing.
Still a little bit confused as to what may have happened, but I'm gonna try to do my best to look back, ask around, and see if I can figure out what happened, and I'll give you guys an update. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and you want to be informed of future updates, make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and remember, Royals for life. Peace out.